and welcome to another First Five. Today, we find ourselves in Matthew chapter 26, verses 17 through 35. And so we're going to go directly there and read this story together. Starting in verse 17, it says, "On the first day of the Feast of Unleavened Bread, the disciples came to Jesus and asked, 'Where do you want us to make preparations for you to eat the Passover?' He replied, 'Go into the city to a certain man and tell him, the teacher says, my appointed time is near. I'm going to celebrate the Passover with my disciples at your house.' So the disciples did as Jesus had directed them and prepared the Passover. When evening came, Jesus was reclining at the table with the 12, and while they were eating, he said, 'I tell you the truth, one of you will betray me.' They were very sad and began to say to him, one after the other, 'Surely not I, Lord.' Jesus replied, 'The one who has dipped his hand into the bowl with me will betray me. The Son of Man will go just as it is written about him. But woe to that man who betrays the Son of Man. It would be better for him if he had not been born.' Then Judas, the one who would betray him, said, 'Surely not I, Rabbi.' Jesus answered, 'Yes, it is you.' While they were eating, Jesus took bread, gave thanks, and broke it, and gave it to his disciples, saying, 'Take and eat, this is my body.' Then he took the cup, gave thanks, and offered it to them, saying, 'Drink from it, all of you. This is my blood of the covenant, which is poured out for many for the forgiveness of sins. I tell you, I will not drink of this fruit of the vine from now on until the day when I drink it anew with you in my Father's kingdom.' When they had sung a hymn, they went out to the Mount of Olives. Then Jesus told them, 'This very night you will all fall away on account of me. For it is written, I will strike the shepherd, and the sheep of the flock will be scattered. But after I have risen, I will go ahead of you into Galilee.' Peter replied, 'Even if all fall away on account of you, I never will.' 'I tell you the truth,' Jesus answered, 'this very night, before the rooster crows, you will disown me 3 times. But Jesus declared, 'Even if I have to die with you, I will never disown you.' And all the other disciples said the same." This is a long story and a long passage, but it has 2 different instances of something that I want to directly focus on. 2 different instances, disciples look at Jesus and say, "I would never do this." And both times Jesus says, "Actually, you will." And if you know the rest of the story, you know that Jesus was right. Sometimes and oftentimes, I think this is how us as Christians interact with our relationship with Jesus. We have full intentions of doing the right things, but often we fall and we make a mistake and we do an error, and we would look at Jesus and say, "I would never do that." And Jesus knows, no, you'll make a mistake. You'll do it. And so this message is not all dark, and it's actually okay. Because many of us, we know that there are times where we claim things. Many of us, we may sit in church, and after a good message, someone says, "Yeah, I really do want to live that way." And then we go throughout our days and our weeks, and we live the normal way, which is broken, because we're broken people. And the message of hope today is this: Jesus knows that we will make a mistake and still chooses us to be close to. He knew the whole time that Judas and Peter were going to make the mistakes in the most crucial time of Jesus' story, but yet he still chose that they would be the ones close to him. He still chose to pour into their lives, and he still chose to make these people his brothers. And that's our message of hope today, is that he chooses us even though he knows we're going to make mistake after mistake after mistake, even when we fully intend to live for him. We're going to miss opportunities he calls us to. We're going to sin. We're going to do countless things that are falling short of the glory of God, but nonetheless, Jesus chooses to be close to us and call us his own. And through this journey, we'll become closer and closer to him and more like him. And if you want an example of this, open to the book of Acts and read about what Peter does after probably the gravest mistake of his entire life. There is hope in this story, and I hope that you notice this hope today. Thank you. I'll see you later for another First Five.